All right. Quick reaction. Just watched the SEC schedule release. Very exciting stuff. Nice to know what your team is doing 4 years down the road instead of learning, a year before every time. I like that. Couple takeaways. Uh, I think it is very obvious what the SEC was trying to do here. One thing they did very well, they saved a lot of rivalries. I think LSU, Florida, and Tennessee, Florida, you lose. That was a big one for me. I don't like that those games, like Tennessee's not going to be in Gainesville until 2029. That sucks. But the three annual opponents makes geographical and rivalry sense for most of the teams. I'm very happy with that. Another thing, it is very, very obvious what they were trying to do with adding a ninth conference game. Okay. They are telling the college football committee, hey, we're playing just as many conference games as everyone else now. We're not playing one less. Our schedules are now 100% harder across the board than other conferences. And if you don't give us 4 to 5 bids into the playoff perennially, we might start our own thing. They are laying out, they're giving the committee all that they all they need to know about where the SEC stands with postseason football. And I think it's a good stance by the SEC. Say, hey, if you think you're the best, tell the people that you think you're the best. Another thing, the competitive balance, tremendous. I'm very happy with it. Now, on the show, they use percentages, like there's only a 9% variation between the hardest and easiest, and before it was 21%. No one knows what that means, okay? But just looking at the logos and where you're playing the teams in the next 4 years, I think there's a lot of teams that are very happy with the evenness of their schedule. And then even the teams this year that have a pretty fair go at things and have a good draw, I don't think they're that upset either. I think across the board, no one got absolutely hosed and no one got anything given to them. Very, very happy with the competitive balance. Now, my biggest takeaway, I'm gonna try to get this up there before anyone else says it, because I think I might be right here. 9 conference games. That's an odd number. There's going to be some years, unless, like a Florida Georgia game that's neutral. Florida and Georgia, they're always going to have 4 away, 4 home, and then the neutral site game. But some of these teams are going to have 5 road games. But the SEC also says, hey, on top of this 9 game conference schedule, you are required to schedule a out of conference Power Four game every year. Now, if it's a year where a team has 5 road games, they are not going to accept another away game against a power conference team. I think that's an interesting thing. So, a lot of these teams, you know, uh, South Carolina has a Clemson. That won't change. Kentucky's probably going to do Louisville. That doesn't change. Florida, FSU, that doesn't change. But some of these, this final week of the year or early season or this final week of the year, it's going to be a lot of power conference teams that have to go to SEC schools. So I think with the 5 road games, there are not going to be many SEC schools that are willing to schedule another that Power Four out of conference game. They're not going to want that to be an away game. I think that's a very important thing to note here is, you know, going to be a lot of Notre Dames coming to some SEC towns, right? Um, but yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna try to get this up quick. Trying to beat everyone to the punch. If you're watching, subscribe, like it. Uh, listen, we're just celebrating football here. We're just trying to have a good time, getting this thing off the ground. If you enjoyed it at all, if you agree with any of these takeaways, make sure you get involved with the program. All right, love you guys. Bye.
No need for sure.